Welcome to my channel, Snips by Kelly. It's time for a year in review and re-inspiration. Hello and Merry Christmas. I'm Kelly from Snips by Kelly, and I just wanted to come on and say a very heartfelt thank you to each of you for following and supporting my channel this past year. It's been an incredible growing and learning experience, and I've had so much fun, and I've been inspired by each and every one of you. I hope that you've taken a little inspiration as well. Now let's take a look at some of my favorites from this past year. 12 months ago, it's hard to believe, short 12 months ago, we were still going strong with Close to My Heart. This was prior to the transition over to Stampin' Up! And the closure of Close to My Heart. Close to My Heart released a gorgeous Bring Back Your Pack collection called Skylark. I fell in love with Skylark, and I was able to add some Isabella flowers, some stenciling, and some background inking techniques to this layout to really make it over the top gorgeous. Now, the focus of this particular video was to not have to sacrifice the beautiful element of a page and just because of photo opportunities. I wanted so many photo opportunities without having to sacrifice the beauty of it. So with the flip flaps and the film strip, I was able to get 13 photos on this one layout without sacrificing that beautiful element. Still 12 months ago, still in December, I shared a 50-page Christmas scrapbooking layout share, posted a layout share. And I went back through so many Christmas layouts from 10 years previous and tried to narrow down some of my favorites. It was very difficult to do, but it was so inspiring not only to share those, but it re-inspired me. I was able to get so many ideas from those 50 pages, Christmas pages, that I could use in future scrapbooking. Sometimes what is old is new again. Scrapbooking trends roll around. They might be popular for a while, they might go away and come back, or you might be inspired by a small cluster or a small little bit or piece from a layout that is shared. I often will go back through older videos and other people's layout shares, even years later, to be re-inspired. It really, really helps give you fresh ideas from older layouts, even if you're using more updated paper, but you're using a similar style. It really refreshes you. So I shared layouts in this 50-page Christmas layout from so many different lines: white pines, holly and ivy. There was, I think, holly jolly. There were so many different Christmas lines that I love. This particular Christmas line had a very rustic vibe. I really loved the pine, the deer, and the outdoor chalky look. I also love traditional reds and greens. I loved Countdown to Christmas. Then when we got into January, we had some brand new die cuts, window die cuts. We had a Polaroid, a window frame, and a postage stamp die that was a 3x3 die that would cut out these gorgeous little, they could be used for cards, they could be used for scrapbook pages, and I wanted to show how you could use one die and create an entire layout with it and create little shaker elements in the background. It uses the Cape Cod collection, which was a super popular Close to My Heart collection, just 12 months ago, if you can believe it. And it gave it a nice seaside vibe with gorgeous shaker elements embedded. And also in January, we had the Let's Party collection. We had still the tail end of some evergreen, and we were still using up Skylark. There was so much fun in January. Of course, in February came our brand new Valentine line called Love Notes. We also received a brand new catalog, and we didn't know at the time that it would be our very last Close to My Heart catalog. This particular layout, using our Valentine collection Love Notes, focused on using up leftover bling. I had a whole bunch of heart puffy stickers, and I used those in the back of a very simple layout and added vellum to this cute little layout of my grandson, Waylon James. And it was also all about not being afraid to use pink for a boy, that anything goes. We enjoyed our brand new Close to My Heart catalog. At this point, unbeknownst to us, that Close to My Heart was closing. So I did a 75 project share with all of the brand new product that we received in the catalog, including some of the favorites, the Let's Go Anywhere collection and the Honey Bunny collection. Two big favorites from that February drop. So you'll have to check out that 75 project share. Part of that was using and recreating artwork that we were inspired by from the catalog. So this particular layout was from Honey Bunny, and I recreated it exactly how it was created in the catalog. I had so much fun with this 75 project share because never before on my whether on or off camera, did I completely recreate everything from a catalog that I loved. And I recreated all of the layouts with very little changes. So here is the feature artwork in that catalog for Let's Go Anywhere. And I absolutely loved this tearaway technique that showed the peekaboo background. It was a great travel line. Absolutely loved it. In fact, I may be doing more with that collection in the future that I wasn't able to do because of the chaos of the announcing of the closure of Close to My Heart. So this was still in February, and we did not receive the news of Close to My Heart's closure until March. So we were all just happily creating with all of the brand new items from this gorgeous, gorgeous new catalog. I had so much fun with that, and definitely you'll have to check out all 75 pieces of artwork. I'm focusing on scrapbooking pages today, but I have over 1,000 pieces of artwork that were shared in this last year, if you can believe it. I was shocked. I could not believe that I had done that much sharing. Of course, much of that, or well over half of that, was because of the announcement of the closure of Close to My Heart. I did a whopping 500 or 600 page share to honor Close to My Heart after finding out about the closure. But at this point, I was still enjoying our spring line, our whole travel line, when we received word that Close to My Heart was closing. This was March, and we just received the crushing news, and we were just getting into this new catalog and found out that it was our last catalog that we would receive ever from Close to My Heart. So that is when March came upon us, and I began a 100-page share times 5 in honor of Close to My Heart. So we found out in March that Close to My Heart was closing, and I launched 5 separate videos, one per week, until the closure of Close to My Heart was complete. And I reviewed tons and tons, over 600 pages of layouts that had created over the course of my 9 years with Close to My Heart. So many. This particular one here is Flower Shop. I loved it. There were so many in the course of 9 years creating with Close to My Heart. So once a week, I launched 100 to 120 pages and in a massive scrapbook layout share. Of course, I will link every one of those massive scrapbook layout shares in the description of this video. Some of the layouts were relatively recent. Some of them went back all the way 9 years. We had spring lines and winter lines and Christmas lines and beach lines and every kind of paper line you can imagine in 9 years' time. And I tried to pick out the favorites. Like this particular one, Seize the Day, was so popular. I can't remember the year. I really think it had to have maybe been 2018 or 2019. That's a total guess. And it was such a fun ocean beach cruise line. And I made this wonderfully fun layout with the shaker window. I think that was the year that we very first got a circle shaker for a shaker window. And then of course we went on to get all kinds of shaker elements that were designed in all kinds of shapes. But this one was super popular with all of the paper crafters. But my 600 plus pages that were shared, they were shared between March and April of this past year. And they were 100 to 125 pages a week for that 6 weeks. So fun. We received so many amazing products from Close to My Heart, and I made since 2017 a 10-page Simply Scrap and line with every one of our main lines and a 12-page Sparkle and Shine scrapbook with all of our main lines. So you can about imagine we received a main line for every month. So 9 years worth times 12 months, and every one of those months had a 10-page Simply Scrap and workshop and a 12-page Sparkle and Shine workshop, and also many other workshops on top of that with specials. I love this little outdoorsy line. I believe someone's going to catch me on this. It could have been Fresh Air. And then we were like, what are we going to do now? So March, we were using up our product. We had a brand new catalog that had launched, and we were using all that up. And then we got to April, and we were on the downhill slide of Close to My Heart product, but yet we were not active in Stampin' Up yet. Stampin' Up, we did our crossover, and we crossed over and were able to actually purchase and sell product in May. So in April, we were starting to get scared, and Close to My Heart, although they were liquidating and they were getting rid of all of their product with all of these sales, brought out Journey. Joy in the Journey was our special for our color of the year. Journey was the color of the year, and as you can see, Journey was absolutely over the top gorgeous. So I created a full Sparkle and Shine workshop with the Joy in the Journey collection, and I remember being close to tears when they launched it, because we thought we were absolutely done with product, because they were selling off product at rock bottom prices and they were completely liquidating. We were not going to be Close to My Heart demonstrators after April 30th. They were going to continue to have a warehouse sale in May. And then those of us that decided to cross over to Stampin' Up were scrambling with, what are we going to create workshops out of? Some of us actually even placed orders on the Stampin' Up! Website. So I placed an order on the Stampin' Up! Website for this beautiful paper collection called Take to the Sky. So I would have something to be able to offer my paper crafters in May. It wasn't a traditional scrapbooking workshop kit like we were used to. It was a Stampin' Up! Suite collection, but I ended up absolutely loving it. I believe I made a 10 or a 12-page workshop out of it, and it had such great masculine vibes. I added the hexagons to it, and I had so much fun. I did tons of layouts with this collection, and it was really my first experience creating a workshop with Stampin' Up! Materials and supplies. And as funny as it may sound, I just needed to get my sea legs under me and just to try out some of their product. I didn't own a punch. I didn't own a Stampin' Up! Stamp. And then in May, Stampin' Up! Gave us Bridge product. So Bridge product is product that they purchased from close to my heart. So it was close to my heart, made and designed, but Stampin' Up! Purchased and sold. So they gave us this gorgeous Lake Life collection that you're seeing in front of you here. And this was a little giveaway layout that I created for my paper crafters that stuck with me and that placed orders for the month. I believe I created it for the month of July, but in May, we had the Bridge product that was called Enjoy the Ride and Take to the Sky. I was trying out a hodgepodge, many things. I was trying out some of their stamps and their dies and making layouts out of that. And then in July, Stampin' Up! Had online exclusives. I didn't know what online exclusives even were, but online exclusives I know now is a big product drop that is online only. And so we were like, okay, let's go ahead. At this point, we still didn't have any scrapbooking workshop kits from Stampin' Up, and we weren't going to be getting them for quite some time. And so the online exclusives became something for me to work with while I was waiting for scrapbooking supplies to drop from Stampin' Up. This particular layout was one of my favorites, and it was from a stamp and die set called Sophisticated Sled, and I believe the paper line was Country Cottage, I think is what it was called. Again, I will link all of these process videos in the description of every single video that I reference so that you can go back and be re-inspired. Again, another online exclusive was not online exclusive. I believe this one was from their annual catalog that came out in May. We didn't get a preview of the May product. They had their version of convention. Stampin' Up! Had their version of convention and released this product. But then in May, we were able to actually order from this catalog. And this one is called Flowering Zinnias. So basically, we just continued on with a lot of the online exclusives and all of those things that we felt we could try to use from the annual catalog. And I was continuing on to share as much as I possibly could. Then, yay, we get to August. And August, we received a product drop of 4 brand new workshop lines. And I also was invited to become part of a YouTube Sketch Hop collaboration that did their take on a sketch the second Friday of every month. And this, I believe, was my second collaboration using one of our very, very, very first workshops from Stampin' Up, making history called, this was was actually from the paper pack and sticker sheet called Sweet Days of Autumn. And it had a sister companion workshop kit called Autumn Memories. And so a whole new world opened up because we now had 4 scrapbooking workshops to work with. And in addition, we were still able to play with those online exclusives. So this particular layout was created with an online exclusive called Changing Leaves, but it also used several other products that I absolutely loved from Stampin' Up! That were super popular. Seaside Wishes created all of the little sand dollars, and then there was a little Coffee with Friends set that had some great sentiments in it, and I used it with Country Woods paper that many paper crafters used for beach theme layouts, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So at this point in August, I was still very much experimenting with Stampin' Up! Product, trying to make different layouts out of existing Stampin' Up! Product, but also exploring the brand new products that they gave us with the workshop line. It was at this time that I was also exposed to Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is a subscription box subscription program where everything that you need to create the project for that month is included in the kit, and many people make alternative projects using those Paper Pumpkin card kits. So the original card kit could create 9 cards, or you could create scrapbooking pages. So I created this scrapbooking layout using the envelopes, the card bases, all the bling, all of the little die cuts, and everything that was included in the Paper Pumpkin kit. So I was working with the August drop, which was a fall, a Halloween, a Christmas, and a winter themed scrapbooking workshop, as well as all of the online exclusives and the annual catalog. And then I felt like it took until then, about until October, to finally get my groove on and wrap my brain around the fact that we now have scrapbooking workshop kits from Stampin' Up! The first set of 4 that I'll be showing here were all a little bit different from each other without, not exactly the same components in each workshop kit. So it was a little tricky to, to figure that out at first, but I did a 28 page scrapbooking layout share that showed the company's 6-page Halloween workshop, my 10-page Simply Scrappin' workshop, and my 12-page Sparkle and Shine workshop. So 28-page layout share there. In the meantime, in between there, I believe I did a 75 project share with Stampin' Up! Product that was part of our first mini catalog that we received from Stampin' Up! And then Stampin' Up! Released another online exclusive called Utterly Adorable. It was very unique and very different with lots and lots of otters. And so I created a really fun layout with a river running through it for those river otters. And I did several layouts with this collection, and I had an absolute blast, It was wonderfully fun. And then by that time, we were moving on to the fall workshop kits that were included in the product drop. Now, all of these workshop kits that dropped were part of a scrapbooking brochure. We're going to be receiving another scrapbooking brochure in here soon in January that will have 4 new scrapbooking workshops in them. And then scrapbooking will be fully incorporated into all of the catalogs in the future. The catalogs are just done so far in advance that it was too difficult for them they were already printed. So they couldn't put our scrapbooking workshop lines in the catalogs. They were in separate printable brochures. So here you're looking at my 28-page scrapbooking layout share with the fall collection. So it's Autumn to Remember and Sweet Days of Autumn. And I created the 6-page Stampin' Up! Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. I created my 10-page Simply Scrappin' Workshop, and I created a 12-page Sparkle and Shine and shared all of those layouts on YouTube. And it was so much fun to have 3 choices with the same paper theme. And I'm so happy with that. We also have that with our Christmas reindeer collection most recently. So we're moving right along here, and we received ephemera and some additional extras. So we had a collection called Little Bit Festive, and then we also had an ephemera collection starting with Joyous. So we had Joyous Sentiments and we had Joyous Icons, and I created a layout that was only using ephemera with that collection. And I really love that. I even made a little secret pocket in there. And then we received some additional pattern papers as a side drop. One of those was called Sentimental Christmas. Sentimental Christmas was part of December's Giving Tuesday, and where when you purchased DSP papers, portions of the proceeds of those papers went for literacy for children. So I created this gorgeous vintage vibe scrapbook layout out of Sentimental Christmas. Now, December has been so busy. Fast forward 12 months. That is a lot that happened in 12 months. So many different paper lines, 2 different companies, so much chaos, but we were able to create and share beautiful pages, beautiful cards, and beautiful projects. But now we are off and running. So now in December, I worked on the reindeer series. So we had Reindeer Days and Reindeer Days, and I'm losing it. All of the reindeer collection. And so again, I did a 28-page scrapbooking layout share where I shared the company's 6-page reindeer, I think it's called Reindeer Days collection or Reindeer Memories collection, and the 10-page Simply Scrappin' with the reindeer memories and 12-page Sparkle and Shine. I'll link the videos into the description. So if I messed up the names, it would be nothing new. Oh my word, these names. And so I had so much fun with the traditional reds and greens. And this line just launched. In fact, I don't even believe I have all of the info up on my website yet at www.snipsbykelly.com. But I began my January collection to finish out December. So my January offerings are going to be Snowy Scenes and Snow Days. So the Snow Days workshop kit and the Snowy Scenes designer series paper. So I ended December with this adorable snow globe layout by embedding a snow globe into the background and then incorporating elements from the Snowy Wonder Stamp and Die set, adding a fun little title, and I had so much fun. I can't thank you enough for walking down memory lane of 12 months and 1,000 projects shared in a year's time. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for following, for liking, for sharing, for commenting, and for keeping me scrapbooking. Here's to an incredible 2025 together. I can't wait. Come back soon to Snips by Kelly.